Today we have the opportunity to meet Stephen Vendt, who is the operations manager at the Hawaiian Railway Society. I appreciate you taking the time to come to this place. It must be interesting for you.
It is. It's very interesting. I've had opportunities to come here, but I've never been able to fulfill them. So this is my first time here at the HART Center.
So, the Hawaiian Railway. Please tell us a little bit more about that.
The Hawaiian Railway Society originally was formed to save a locomotive from Waialua. Our goals are pretty simple. We're a nonprofit educational historical society. We want to educate the public about the railroads of Hawaii. We do that through our narrated train rides and coming out and seeing what's going on out there. We're constantly working on something, restoring something, fixing something. So it's a live museum, if you will, of Hawaii's railroading history, especially on Oahu.
So railroads are not foreign to our islands.
No, not at all.
And I think I shared with you earlier, I've been on the one in Lahaina.
Yes.
The one here is very different, and it comes with history.
Yes, it does. We run on a section of the old Oahu Railway and Land Company railroad tracks. The Oahu Railway was formed in 1889 by King Kalakaua and a guy named Benjamin Dillingham, who we all know. That's why there's a Dillingham Highway, a Dillingham Airfield. He got permission from King Kalakaua to build a railroad. Ultimately, the railroad ran from Iwalei around Pearl Harbor, in fact, not too far from here, went all the way to the west side of the island, up the Waianae coast, around Kaena Point, all the way across the north shore to Kahuku. There was a second line that ran from Waipahu up to Wahiwa.
Was it a transportation system?
It was it was a common carrier railroad, which means they hauled freight, passengers, they hauled just about everything. The only thing they didn't haul was sugar cane. That was the plantation railroads that hauled the sugar cane, brought it to their mill, had it processed, and that would go on the Oahu Railway to the docks and go on its way.
Oh, okay. So the society was formed to educate and to let us know.
Well, the society was truly formed to save that locomotive, which is on my shirt, Little Waco 6.
Yeah.
It was a steam locomotive up in Wailua. It's unique in that it's the only steam locomotive ever built on Oahu. It was built from spare parts in 1919. We got permission to save that engine because they were gonna scrap it, and that's what formed the society. And slowly we started accumulating equipment, mostly from the Army and Navy, because they were still operating trains in the late 60s, early 70s, and that's kind of how we started. We started restoring track from our train yard in Eva, and it now goes 6.5 miles out to Kahi Point and back.
That's history that very few people know, that the Kings actually created a rail system.
If it wasn't for King Kalakaua granting Dillingham a franchise, there wouldn't have been a railroad.
Very amazing. Have you always loved trains?
I've been playing with trains since I was 4 years old. I can remember vividly sitting on the floor playing with my Lionel train set as a child.
And so, how did you get involved with this society?
I came here on a vacation in '85, and there was a throwaway newspaper in Waikiki that had a picture of the railroad. And it was like, I didn't realize it was still here. I went out, found out about it, joined. I've been a member since '85. When I moved here originally in 2000, I started volunteering. I was a narrator on the train. We have live narrators that tell you the history of the railroad.
So there's places for volunteers to work?
We're always looking for volunteers. You want to learn to be on the train crew? I need volunteers for that. You want to learn how to narrate the stories? I need people for that. I need people always to help work on something, whether it's woodworking, metalworking, welding, mechanical.
And where's your base?
Our base yard's at the end of Renton Road in Old Eva Villages.
Oh, great. And how long is the trip now, if we would take it?
The ride now is about an hour and a half, except on Saturday and Sunday at 3 o'clock. Those rides are a little bit longer because we stop for ice cream on the 3 o'clock ride. We stop the train in Ko'olina at the ice cream store. Everybody can get off and get their ice cream, and then we come back. So it's an hour and a half to 2 hour ride.
So it must be an experience that brings people together, not just the community, but also bonds people with each other.
We constantly have people that come that remember riding it as a child of the Oahu Railway. I had a lady come about a month and a half ago. She wanted to have a birthday party for her 5-year-old daughter because she had her 5th birthday party at the Hawaiian Railway. So that's kind of neat.
Fabulous. Well, we will look forward in the future to hearing a little bit more about the railway system that you represent.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You've been listening to my conversation with Stephen Vendt, who is the operations manager for the Hawaiian Railway Society. Thanks for being with us.